everyone. It's just me and Casey today because someone died, so Elise has to take care of it. Anyway, um,
The glaze over is crazy.
basically, Elise works at a like nursing home, retirement home, and someone died, and they left her by herself to do all the paperwork. So she has to stay late again. Okay, so today we're doing a bunch of Am I recording? Okay. I
Yeah,
was afraid. I was like,
we do all the night recording. Oh my god, that's my nightmare.
yeah, that is my nightmare every Friday after we finish. I'm like, were we filming that entire time? But we're doing some morality questions today because I thought that would be super fun. And I saved like this. Okay, basically, this one girl's account, and I saved like a ton of them because like they were all so fun to do. So we'll just like go through them and figure out which ones are. So basically, I'll play the audio and like we'll just listen to it, and then I'll edit in the audio if it's not very good.
You and your significant other
Can you hear it?
I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Let's test your morality. You and your significant other are parents to a 12-year-old child. They're overall a happy kid, but for the past week, you've noticed that they've been coming home with bruises and seeming depressed. You and your significant other are worried, so you both decide to have a talk with your child. That evening, you both sit down with your child and ask what's going on. They tell you that every day for the past week, another kid in school has been beating them up and stealing their lunch money. You and your significant other are extremely upset and tell your child that they will talk to the principal Monday morning. Your child is very thankful and heads to their room for bed. The next day, your child asks you if they can go to the corner store to buy some snacks. You agree that they can go, and you and your significant other stay home to cook dinner. About 10 minutes later, your child rushes in through the front door, disheveled and in shock. You ask them what is wrong, and they tell you that as they were walking to the corner store, they bumped into their bully. The kid then grabbed your child and demanded all their money. In defense and an act of rage, your child shoves the bully as hard as they could. The bully was unable to balance themselves and flew back, falling headfirst on the concrete floor. Your child immediately saw blood and panicked. There was no one around to see what happened, so your child ran home. You are in shock and tell your child and significant other to stay home while you walk down the street. As you get to the location, there are already police and many people standing around. You ask someone what happened, pretending you don't know, and they tell you that someone found a child on the sidewalk, no longer alive. Your heart sinks and you turn around and walk back home. Your child is in tears and they tell you that they didn't mean to push them that hard and they don't want to be taken away. Your significant other stares at you, letting you know that whatever you choose, they will back you up. Do you call the police, telling them the truth about what happened, hoping your child will be spared of prison time since it was self-defense? Or tell your child to lie about leaving the house, aware that there are no witnesses that saw what happened, giving an alibi for your child, but knowing that the deceased child's family will never get closure on what happened? Let's test your morality.
What happened to Hi? How are you?
Oh my gosh. I know. I was like
I was like, I was expecting like such an ease in, and that to be where we start is crazy.
sorry.
I mean, it's fine.
I didn't know what order I saved them in. So
I mean,
it
if
was
it's gonna come
luck of
with
the
some
draw.
as well, go ahead and hook them
I
in.
look, do I look greasy?
No,
Do I need to powder?
no,
Are you sure? I feel like I look greasy.
you don't look greasy at all. You look
Bron-
glowy. You don't
it's
look
the
greasy.
bronze drops. I'm trying to figure out if I look greasy or glowy. Like I feel like there's
You
no.
look glowy. You don't look greasy.
Okay. Because if I look greasy, comment down below. But I feel like I don't. But also I'm like afraid of looking greasy.
Don't comment that down below. That's insane.
I'm giving you permission to, but don't be like, you look so fucking ugly. Just say, yeah, you look greasy, but it's okay, babe. Like, I'll do better next time, I swear.
Oh my god, you look great. That's insane. I want you to answer first because I don't even know where to start here. Like, I have no idea.
If there were no witnesses, okay, here's my thing. It was self-defense, but
Right,
there were no witnesses.
right.
So it could still be tried as like murder.
She didn't say how old the child is,
Well,
right?
12.
Okay, so we
So
can't be tried regardless. That's at least not in North Carolina. I don't
I'm
believe
gonna
it.
powder anyway because I feel greasy. But I think that's my baby. No one saw. I don't know. That's not my business.
Okay, so I'm kind of
My
glad you
baby's
said
not
that.
going to prison. Sorry.
I kind of feel the same way, and I feel like pretty much exactly what you said. Like there are no witnesses, and so because there are no witnesses, I'm assuming that means there are no cameras. So there's no one that saw it. And unless the school is willing to like intervene and be like, this kid was bullying and beating up my child, which I doubt would happen.
Even if there was, there were no witnesses, so no one would have any connection to that child anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I understand like that's somebody else's kid for sure.
And I understand not getting closure, but at the end of the day, my child is being beaten and bruised. Like, no. Like, for weeks, too. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
not saying
god.
that kid deserved to die, but I'm saying my kid doesn't deserve to go to prison. It was an accident, one, and it's fine. Like,
My thing is like
not it's
at least
fine, but
no, it's
that's not what I
fine.
meant.
My thing is like I don't think you could be tried as an adult for something like that. At least I don't know if it's the
I'm not
US is
saying it
correct.
depends on the state, but
Right. That's
also,
where I was thinking.
like I feel like don't you have to have a witness if it was self-defense though?
I don't think. I mean, if
Then
he's
you could just
being,
say then anyone could just say it was self-defense.
I mean, if he's being beat up in school, they've seen him or it's on camera of him being beat up in a school. Like that's for sure a thing.
Well, and if the kid has bruises, I mean,
Right. So my thing would be that plus my point with it was like in like I know like you the thought of like oh well it only be probably like a couple years in juvie but like that kind of stuff can so quickly spiral into like not rehabilitating and like not learning and not going any further.
mhm.
So it's like at that point it's almost like two children have died and have been like lost instead of just the one, which doesn't make it any better. I'm with you, I'm not telling.
Yeah,
And no one's gonna question like if there's truly no witnesses, nobody's gonna question your child anyways. Or my child or whoever's child it is.
right.
So there's no point in even him having to lie because nobody's gonna come to him and be like, "Well, were you at the corner store?" Like they're not gonna know.
Right.
So I'm not
Next.
telling.
Let's test your morale.
I
Wait,
wasn't ready. Holy
this is
shit!
actually kind of scary. I need to turn it down. Oh.
Oh no,
Okay, wait. Her voice kind of scares me, so I'm just gonna read the captions out loud.
that's fine.
Her voice kind of like I don't know. I don't know what it is. There's just some people when they're reading like scary scenarios that it, like scares me. Like I don't know. Like there was a Disney commercial back in the day for I think it was That's So Raven, and every time that commercial came on, I would start crying because the narrator's voice terrified me because it was a scary episode.
Oh yeah, okay. I get. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Okay.
And like it scared me.
Yeah, I get. Okay, I get what you're saying.
So I can't do it. Okay. It says you decide to go to the Bahamas for a much needed vacation. You make it to the airport on time, and after checking in your bags, you board the plane. You unfortunately get the middle seat, and the person to your left is a woman holding a 2-month-old infant in her arms. The seat to your right is empty, and since the plane is about to take off, you realize that they probably missed their flight. So the plane starts to take off, and you are a couple hours away from paradise. You take a nap, and about 2 hours into the flight, the pilot gets on the intercom and states that they have to do an emergency landing due to one of the wings catching on fire. They tell you to immediately buckle in if you're not, because they have to quickly land the plane before it malfunctions. The pilot then starts dropping the plane at rapid speeds, causing the oxygen to decrease significantly in the plane. The masks quickly fall down for people to put on, but unfortunately, the only mask that falls down between your three seats is the one to your right, which occupies no one. Without hesitation, you reach over and grab the mask to your right and immediately put it on, taking a couple deep breaths. The woman to your left begs you to give the oxygen mask to her infant in order to save them. Since the baby is a newborn and not fully developed, it will need much more oxygen in order to survive, which means that you will be going without oxygen for a while, possibly causing yourself brain damage. Do you give the oxygen mask to the infant, keeping them alive, but putting yourself at risk from possible brain damage due to lack of oxygen? Or ignore the woman and keep the mask on, knowing that the infant will probably obtain brain damage or die due to lack of oxygen, but refusing to put your life at risk for a stranger?
To me, this is so easy, and I don't know why, but not even like that. Like to me, this is so like basic and simple. We're rotating this mask throughout the three of us. Like I'm gonna use it for the least amount of time. That baby's gonna have it for the most because he's gonna need it the most. And then the mom have, me and the mom, we're puffing, puffing, and passing. Okay. Just so we don't like, die. But like the kid's gonna have like if it's like let's say it's like 30 minutes and like you need it for 30 minutes. I'm taking like 4 or 5 breaths, then I'm putting it on the kid. Then the kid breathes for multiple minutes, and the mom, like, we can make this work. Like, like this is not an all or nothing situation where it's like you gotta be brain damaged or they gotta die. Like, we can alternate. Okay, COVID's not a thing when we're descending rapidly. Like, and if it is all or nothing, I'm giving it to the kid. Like that, just I'm not.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. That's crazy. Yeah, absolutely. Without hesitation.
I would also give it to the infant.
Yeah.
But oh my God, one of my greatest fears is like um not lacking oxygen, like dying via gasping
Oh,
for air.
yeah,
Like
like
that's like one
asphyxiation.
of my biggest fears.
See, I think I'm also kind of at like a weird thing for this because I have a lower oxygen capacity from like health issues and stuff. So like I feel like I'm always like when I have to like I'm always gasping for air like a whale when it has to go like to the blowhole. I'm like and then I go back like through my life like because I literally have like the smallest lung capacity of like anybody I know, like literally by like a record amount. Um, but like so for me, it's like, listen, the fact that I don't already have brain damage, I feel like I can last a little bit longer than this infant. Anyway, like I think we're good.
Also, if it's emergency landing and they have to land as soon as possible, it's probably gonna be max 5 minutes.
That's what I'm thinking. Like I don't
Like
feel like this is gonna be.
you could resuscitate me. It's fine. Or don't. I'll sign the DNR. Like I
That's
or
what I'm saying. Or don't's crazy. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you literally for 5 minutes, if you just pass it around, like the adults pass it around for like 10 seconds each, and then just leave it for the rest of the minute for the kid, you're not getting brain damage that quickly. Like, it's just not happening. Like, not permanent brain damage. You might feel loopy, maybe a little.
also I was a swimmer. I feel like I could last that whole time.
I just don't feel like I feel like it's. I'm deeming it unrealistic. Like, it's not like you're not getting sucked out of the plane. Like it's you're descending from like 30,000 feet. Like you're not gonna like I don't know. I just don't feel like first of all, you won't catch me on a plane right now. These Boeing 737 Maxes are like ripping apart midair like we're in like these horror movies. I'm good. Miss me with that. Maybe this is more realistic than we know.
Oh God, this next one scares me.
Oh
I don't know
no.
why they all scare me.
God. We started with a bang, so I feel like it can't be too bad.
They're all bad.
Cheers. That's awesome.
Okay. This one's actually kind of insane.
Oh no. Okay.
All right. You are babysitting a 3-year-old child and decide to take them to the zoo for a day. The child is super excited and seems to be having a lot of fun seeing all the animals. Throughout the day, you have to remind them to stay close to you, but they end up finding an enclosure containing lions, and it is feeding time. So the lions are on the other side of the enclosure waiting for their meal. The
Oh
child
no.
is excited to see the lions and leans over the bar a little to get a better look. You quickly yell out their name to tell them not to stand too close, but when they turned around quickly, they slipped and fell right through the bars and into the enclosure. You are in complete shock as you try to quickly figure out what to do next. The lions are still on the other side of the enclosure, but they're hungry and just saw that child fall in. There is an open door right next to where the child fell, where they can escape, but the child's unconscious due to the fall. You only have seconds to make this decision. Do you take the risk, jump into the enclosure and grab the child, running out the open door, knowing that your chances of outrunning lions are not that high, or not jump in, refusing to risk your life for someone that is not your child, hoping that the workers come up with a plan, but knowing that there might not be enough time to execute it?
What kind of Harambe ass shit are we doing right now? I mean, again, this is really easy. I'm knowing this is so your fault in this story that like you're getting in the fucking thing.
No, literally, I would not be far enough away from that child to let them fall in. I would be right. Okay, either if they're going to be up against the gate, I'm holding them. And
Period.
if I'm not up against the gate, they're with me standing back there. Like,
we could accomplish the same
how
thing.
are you allowing the child to be at a distance where you couldn't just instantly grab them?
Like, if they want to see that bad and that high up, put them on your shoulders. It's the same height than whatever they're doing.
Really?
Also, I want to know what kind of zoo, and I know I'm getting too technical here, that
what kind of zoo lets the enclosure be that big?
And that can let me walk through a door and walk out a door to the lions. If I can walk
Why is there a door open right there?
Because if I can walk out, so can the lions. Sorry. Hello. Welcome to We Escaped the Zoo. What are we doing? Like lions have 4 legs. They can walk out faster than me. I don't understand. Like,
literally, my babysitter, babysitter, for real. Like, that's not me.
No.
I'm the best babysitter ever. Nuh-uh. Not on my watch.
Baffled. Also, like, if you're that concerned about, like, oh, I had to keep reminding them, get one of those little wrist straps where they're literally strapped to you.
Not the leash.
Like, put them on a leash if you have to. I'm anti-leash, first of all. But if you're so lackluster that you're watching somebody else's kid and they're just out here falling into lion pens, like, what is this, Daniel? What are we doing? So, like, I don't want to. No. If you don't put something on this child so that you can yaga them back real quick, I'm sick. Like, it's crazy to me.
I have not heard that.
Like, I just that's a big thing in my relationship. Sorry, we always do the yaga thing, but like, I'm just like, I don't understand what's like that one's the easiest thing for me. That's your fault. You better get in there. I don't care if you get eaten.
No, but on a real note, if that happened to be me, it wouldn't. But if it were, I'm getting in that pen and running out that door.
Like, even if you can't make it, you better throw the kid through the. I go, what? You're getting eaten. Why does the kid have to get eaten? Because you're irresponsible. What?
Also, why do I have to go through the door? Why can't I go back through the enclosure entrance? Do you know what I mean? The kid was big enough to fall through there, and I'm, in this theory, big enough to also get through there and then go through the door. Then why can't I just reach my arm and grab the kid and pull him back in?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Also, whoever designed said zoo, jail.
Prison
time. Federal prison.
Prison time. No parole. Thank you.
Never. Life without. What are we doing? Like, abso-freaking-lutely not. A human, full adult humans can walk through the enclosure. Like, what am I the size of a railroad spike that I can just shimmy on through?
Like, if a child and an adult human could get through that enclosure, then how is it safe from the lions?
I'm trying to figure out, what does the baboon enclosure look like? They're just chilling through they're eating at the food court. You got Harambe eating at the local zoo food court because apparently everybody can just get in and out. God help the birds. Are you kidding me? They're flying through the whole world. They're not enclosed. I'm sick. Whoever designed it, what is this, Sims? What are we doing? Typhoon? Zoo Typhoon? Get out of here. I've never been so bothered by a hypothetical in my life.
This isn't heyday.
Like, I'm not giving you hay and apples and selling them off. Like, what are we doing?
Oh my god.
Like, this isn't Lucky Five Ranch. Like, these animals, this is like a zoo. Like, I mean, one thing if they were like, you were in Lucky Five Ranch and the kid fell on an ostrich. Like, I'd be like, oh, okay, oh my god, the kid fell on an ostrich. Like, that's one thing. When you fell into a lion enclosure, like, it's like I'm in the Chicago Zoo.
Like, if the enclosure is gonna be that open, then why isn't there like a chain link fence past that, or a net, or God, I don't know, like
common sense, anything with.
Why are we raw dogging the lions? Like, why?
We're not raw dogging lions. I'm gonna go ahead and pause us there. One thing Hope and I do not do in our free time, Sister Smack does not raw dog lions in our free time. From our PR team to yours, we don't do that.
Nor do we condone.
Please don't go to the zoo and raw dog the lions, because that's, I think, a crime in most countries. I think it's a crime in most countries. Definitely in the one we're in currently, it's a crime.
Oh my god.
Raw dog the lion. Help me.
I need therapy.
Raw dog the lion. The fact that we raw dog a non-domesticated cat is hilarious to me. I couldn't recommend something less than raw dogging a lion. Like,
I have to fix my pants. They're going okay. I need to fix them.
oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh, strawberry, cherry flavored. Want to taste? That's what it sounded like.
Well, I'm still coping with the raw dogging the lion thing.
Woo! Okay. Anyways, next.
Yes, please.
All right, this one's kind of crazy.
Oh, well, they've all been so normal thus far.
You and your significant other. Oh, wait, this isn't the crazy one. This is kind of mild. This one's mild. You and your significant other recently learned that you're both unable to have children naturally. Although the news is devastating, you both decide to adopt a child. After months of paperwork and interviews, you get a phone call, and there's a 6-year-old child in need of a home right away. You both happily agree, and after a couple more days, officially adopt the child. A couple weeks pass since the adoption, and everything is going amazing. The child immediately warmed up to the both of you, and you finally feel like you have a family. Your significant other has a business trip, so you invite your mom to spend the weekend with you and your child on a ski resort. You will wake up very early in the morning, jump in the car, and get a head start. About an hour into the drive, you approach a windy road, so you reduce your speed to avoid sliding. While turning a corner, your car slides on black ice, and you lose control of the car. The car flips upside down, and you are ejected from the car, since you weren't wearing a seatbelt. You landed pretty far from the car, but you don't seem to be injured since you landed in the snow. Your mom and your child are unconscious in the car, and the car is in flames. The car is quickly heading towards the gas tank, only giving you enough time to unbuckle one of them and drag them away before the car explodes. You try to look around for somebody to help you, but you had previously decided to take the back roads to avoid traffic and other cars. You have seconds to make a decision. Do you run after your mother, getting them out of and away from the car before it explodes, knowing you're leaving your adopted child behind, or run after the child, saving them from the explosion, knowing your mom's fate if you leave her behind?
My mom would never forgive me if I did not save
I'm going for the child. I'm going for my kid. What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Because I know my mother would see that as her actual, like, that's family, that's my kid, she's gonna see that. If she woke up and realized that I let my kid burn in a car after it exploded, she would be so mad. Like, she would be so disappointed and mad. Like, my mother is older. She, she's lived, I would be devastated, but I'm choosing the child.
I love my mom, but there's not a single universe that I would pick my mom over my kid.
That's valid. I agree.
No.
I, I I feel like
Sorry.
my hope is gonna be that like this is some kind of Disney movie where like I can take the kid and like throw him to the side and like just have enough time to like run through the flames and get my mom. But if it's really like she's gone, I'm choosing the kid still, unfortunately.
Also, realistic wise, I don't have a lot of upper body strength, so I feel like it would be way easier for me to get the kid.
I feel like realistically, I'm kind of with you. Like, I feel like I could probably get my mom out
Like,
of the
if they're
car.
both unconscious,
Honestly, I'll probably struggle with the 6-year-old, to be fair. Like, that's probably going to be heavy enough. Like,
I'm
a
sick.
dead 6-year-old is crazy. Like, that's still like 50, 60 pounds. Like, that's still dead weight. That's still a decent amount. Like I
True.
know I
Dead
have a
weight is
6-year-old.
insane.
Yeah. Like, I have a 6-year-old nephew who's about that weight. And like, that's, I mean, especially because like when humans dead weight, it's awkward and they just kind of like, you gotta just kind of. I'm gonna hope that I can unbuckle my mother as well and like just drag her out and maybe she's got like some burns or something, but she'll live. But if it's one or the other, I love my mother endlessly, but I'm choosing my kid, and she would want me to as well. So there you go. This is such a depressing episode. The only funny thing about this episode has been raw dogging lions. Like, that's crazy.
I don't know why I said that.
No,
Like,
yeah.
it made sense, but also like the wording was crazy. Like,
Honestly, I feel like it was needed. I feel like it was a comedy relief that we needed. We've talked about a lot of despair, death, lion eating, like just lots of chaos.
they're
And
they're all pretty dark, but you and I are funny. It's fine. Next.
see, it's the raw dog. Good.
Stop. Okay, you are a detective on the hunt for a serial killer who's already taken the lives of many people. The serial killer has a specific MO, torturing their victims for hours before taking their lives. You spend many long nights trying to put the pieces together to figure out who the killer is. During your investigation, you realize the victims of the serial killer have a long record of including human trafficking and murder of innocent children and women, and it seems that the serial killer is creating justice for their own instead of following the law. You decide one night to take the case files home with you to continue your investigation further at home. After many hours of trying to put the pieces together, you finally find your killer. You run your serial killer's name through the database and find out that they had a child who was murdered 5 years ago from human traffickers. After doing some more digging, you find out that they're staying at a hotel nearby. You head to the location, and on your way there, you call for backup. As you pull up to the location of the hotel, you see the serial killer standing out front smoking a cigarette. They lock eyes with you and immediately take off running, and you chase after them. Fortunately for you, the serial killer runs into a dead end, and you tell them to put their hands up and that they're under arrest. They tell you that they believe they did the right thing, taking the lives of very bad people who managed to slip through the cracks of the justice system. They tell you that they already booked a flight to leave the country tonight, and that they will never take the lives of anybody ever again. They beg you to let them go, and that they only took the lives of these certain people because they were the ones who took the lives of their child. Do you let the serial killer go, believing that what they did was justified and knowing that you will never see them again, even though they disregarded the law and took the lives of many people? Or arrest the serial killer, believing that two wrongs don't make a right, understanding why he committed the crimes, but setting an example that murder is not justice?
Nah. Get on that plane, Buki. Have a great trip.
He can go.
Listen.
Like,
women don't get enough justice for shit like that. He's lived through a personal experience of something like that. Let him go. Buki, I hope it's first class. Do you need some money to upgrade it to first class?
First class?
I'll get an upgrade. I'll give you the cash for the upgrade. Like, I'm a big, like, we're like, is he a villain or is he a bro? Come on, like Green Arrow or whatever, where he's like they thought he was a villain, but he's actually a hero because he's like the Avenger or whatever. Bro, come on. Some of these people need to be humble.
5-year-old child.
Yeah,
Like
some of these, and that's the thing. Like some of this stuff doesn't stop unless there's a fear that's been enlisted in these people, and cops can't find him, and nobody knows what's happening. They're just randomly disappearing, and now they're gone. They come up dead. There you go. Oh, well, maybe we should chill.
Like
Get on that plane, honey. Have a great trip.
that looks dumb. Does that look dumb? I don't like the way
It's giving Catholic school.
Well, okay. You are currently on shift as an EMT worker.
Oh no.
The day seems to be going pretty slow for you, so you decide to take an early lunch. Oh, I remember what this is.
Oh no, I don't want to do it.
While eating your lunch alone at a restaurant, you get an emergency call from dispatch. They tell you that a man called 911 because he wasn't feeling well, and during the conversation, he collapsed to the floor and is now unconscious. You rush out of the restaurant and get into your ambulance truck, speeding over to the location of where the man collapsed. Since the location of the 911 call was very close to where you took your break, you are the first on the scene. You get to the location within minutes, and fortunately, the door is locked. Wait, what? Fortunately? Oh, the door is unlocked. Fortunately. Like, that's not fortunate.
That's a crazy take. Thank God that door was locked.
Crazy take.
Thank God we can raw dog these lions. Sorry,
that would be an example of not raw dogging the lions because the door was locked.
Yeah, that's the definition of an unfortunate event. Fortunately, the door was locked.
An unraw dog, if you will. You walk in.
A protected dog, if you shall.
Oh my God. Oh my God, there's an eyelash in my eye.
I'm actually sick of the MC thought it said, fortunately, the door is locked. Like, thank God we can't save him.
That's where I went back because I was like, hold up, that's not fortunate. Like, what do you mean? Okay, but in my defense, I'm reading the subtitles and they're going by really fast.
Honestly, you've paced it well considering you're reading subtitles.
Like, I'm like really trying so hard to keep up. Okay, you walk into the house and see the man laying in the living room floor on his back, unconscious. You tell him that, you can tell that he's not breathing and needs CPR immediately. As you're about to start CPR, you realize that this man looks very familiar. After a couple seconds of thinking, you realize that this man was arrested earlier this year for taking the lives of multiple children. Although this man was arrested, he was acquitted of all charges due to a minor misconduct during trial.
Oh.
The judge did declare double jeopardy, so the man lives happily alone in his house with no remorse for what he did. You are currently the only person around besides the unconscious man. Do you proceed with CPR, most likely saving the man's life because that is your job, no matter who's lying on the floor, or not do CPR, believing that what is happening to this man is justice for what he did to those children, knowing that it will be impossible to bring him back by the time the other EMT workers arrive to the scene?
So, okay, here's my stance. How do you explain if you're already there and not doing CPR? How are you explaining to the other EMTs that you didn't start CPR? Because then won't you be liable?
I could lock the door and then shut it and then be like, oh, the door was locked.
Because my initial thought is like, fuck him.
My stance is I'm on lunch. I'm not clocked in, ho. Like I'm on lunch. I am clocked in. I'm clocked out.
I'm clocked in on this club sandwich. That's what I'm clocked in on. I'm clocked in on this BLT, bitch. I'm not worried about you and your unconscious ass. Get on the floor. Stay on the floor till I finish the sandwich, motherfucker. Like, what are you doing? Listen, listen, if you can't be
I have
resuscitated,
time to pay for my lunch. Like,
can I have a bite? One bite of my BLT, and then maybe I'll think about CPR. Like, I didn't even get a nipple of the bacon, much less anything else. Like, damn, dude hindered my Waffle House breakfast. Like, what? I'm out here trying to enjoy a waffle, and I gotta get it to go to save a child killer. Like, are we crazy?
can I get a waffle? Can I please?
Can I raw dog this waffle real quick? No, but I just had the coughing fit of a lifetime. Jesus Christ. Like, I'm just saying, like, you expect me to I had to get my waffle to go, and now I gotta save this man.
I'm still crying. And I'm clocked in on this club sandwich, bitch. Oh.
Like, I mean, that's how I was too. Yeah, me too.
Holy God.
Crazy. Yeah, so if I can like lock the door or like be like, I just pulled up and there's no way to monitor where I was at.
I would do CPR just really slow. Just really slow, like.
That's more torturous than just not doing CPR. God, let me raw dog the CPR real quick.
Oh my God. No, this can't become a thing.
Oh my God. No, nothing will ever be better than raw dogging the lion. Oh my God, have mercy. Whoa.
Oh God, that was funny. I'm clocked in on this club sandwich. No, but for real though, like, am I clocked in?
Well, you're not according to her.
If I'm not getting paid, I'm not saving your ass.
That's crazy. I would save you if I knew you weren't awful. You know, like if Ted Bundy's on the floor and I'm like, oh, it's Ted Bundy. I'm not gonna be like, I had to give up my sandwich.
I'd be afraid that I would save him and then he'd kill me. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm good.
I don't know, to be honest. I'd probably still do it, but I'd just be like,
I don't know. I know, like as the EMT, it is your problem, but it just sounds like a whole lot of not my concern. You know what I mean? Like, had I not heard dispatch,
my
you know
concerns consist of my club sandwich. Like,
did I get home chips? Did that deli make home fries? The fresh grill, the fresh basket of chips with ranch. Oh, I'm not saying
with the ranch. I was gonna say ranch too.
If I've got a club sandwich, freshly fried home chips and ranch, understand?
I'm not leaving that restaurant.
Dispatch. No, dispatch over and out. Get somebody else. I don't know.
Dispatch, no.
Like,
I want some homemade chips now.
Literally.
Keep it up. Oh my God. Anyways, after a rough year, you and your best friend decide to go on a tropical island for a vacation. Oh, this one's actually bad.
Oh no.
I don't like this one at all. It scares the crap out of me.
Oh God. All right, hit me. Let's see.
A tropical island for vacation, right? After a long day of traveling, you both make it to the hotel room safely on the island. You both take in the beautiful scenery, but also take in how everyone is being very nice to the both of you. Since you get to the hotel around 9 p.m., you both decide to go out for some drinks while partying and clubbing at the club. Huh? While partying and drinking at the club. God damn, she's talking so fast. I can't do this. While partying and drinking at the huh? Beautiful scenery. Everyone's so nice. I had to go back.
I'm dead.
Hold on.
Can I get the transcript for this?
While partying and drinking at the club, you both realize how many people have walked up to you and asked you guys about where you're from. After an hour or two of drinks, huh? Did it say drinks? After about an hour or two of this, you both decide to head back to the hotel just to get some sleep. After making it back to the hotel, your best friend passes out due to the amount of alcohol and how tired they were. You stay up for about another hour or two scrolling on your phone. About an hour into scrolling on your phone, you hear 4 to 5 men having a conversation right outside your door. You quietly get closer to the door so you could hear the conversation better. You hear all of the men planning on kidnapping you and your best friend and taking your lives and selling your organs on the black market. You quietly rush over to your best friend, trying to shake them awake, but it's clear that the alcohol has taken over and they're not getting up. Men outside are now picking at your door lock, trying to get it open. The men outside your door are seconds away from getting the door unlocked, and you know by the time that you walk over to try and relock the door, they would have already opened it. There is a window right next to you, and you know that you shit. I just exited the video.
The juiciest part, I was on the edge of my seat. Am I supposed to choose if I'm gonna just die with you or die? Like,
Okay. And you know by the time you walk over to try and relock the door, they would have already opened it. There is a window right next to you, and you know that you won't have enough time to try and grab their best friend and get them out the window. You have seconds to make your decision. Do you jump out the window, running away to try and get help, saving yourself, but knowing that you're leaving your best friend behind and you may never see them again? Or try to stay to try to wake up your best friend to get out, knowing that you most likely will have to fight off 5 men with weapons in order to survive.
girl, if you don't get, I'm a fireman's carriage in your ass and throwing you out the window.
Here's my thing, right? I know jujitsu. There's got to be some type of shit in that room that I can use against these men.
That's what I'm thinking, right? Like,
if they think I'm asleep, do they really have weapons on them? Like, and even if they do, like the female rage.
I'm thinking, and
also,
I'm not
why
trying
didn't
to
I open the door right when they said that? Like, right when they said that, I would have banged on the door and scared the shit out of them.
First of all, when I heard it, I'd have been at the door and locked the door or put something heavy in front of it. Like, also, I want to know, you must be a master pick picker. If you,
that sounded right to me.
If I can't run to the door and lock it again.
True.
Like, if it's a hotel room, how big could it possibly be that I can't bolt to the door, lock it, and then push the entire dresser of drawers and push in front of it?
Right.
And my thing would be like, I'm with you. I'm finding something. I'm gonna stall enough so that I can, like, also, I kind of think it's a red flag, and like, this is, if this is you, not like you, but like if this is like a viewer, I'm not like digging at you at all, but like, I feel like when you first get there, don't drink enough that you would be in this situation.
So literally, if you're in a foreign place, don't drink to the point of death. Like, don't drink to the point where you don't know what's happening.
Well, and like, my thing is like, don't drink to the point where, if this, like, obviously this scenario's super left field, but like, where something like this could happen and your friend can't, I mean, yeah, you're gonna be pissed off, but like, they can't wake you up and just be like, hey girl, get the fuck up. Like, I don't get, like, no. But I'm making up my own rule. I'm going to the door, I'm locking it, because they're not that quick. I should have been there when they talk about kidnapping us and selling our organs on the black market. I should have been at the door. What are we doing? Why did I have to wait? Like, why did I wait until they were like, oh, let me just break in here? They've already talked about ending us and selling us. Like, I'm already there. Also, most of these doors have that little, they either have like the little foldy thing so you can't open the door, or they have the little chain. You can't get in. Do not disturb. Like, We don't want maintenance right now. Like, I don't need
Imagine you said, they're like going by, they see the do not disturb sign, they're like, oh shucks, can't go there.
Like, damn, they don't need the housekeepers. Guess we'll come back when they do. Like, you need new towels? Great, perfect time. Check.
It gives the same energy as when people comment under a video and they're like, oh, thank God the video ended, or else they could have gotten her.
Help me! That's so crazy. I'm so glad you didn't show you getting hurt. Okay, me too. What?
This guy. Of this guy trying to cross like a little stream. And so before he does, he takes off his shoes.
Oh God. Oh God.
He takes off his shoes and he puts them to the side. He rolls up his pants.
Oh God, he falls in the
He goes to walk across the street, but the stream is like super deep. So he goes all the way down and like above his head, like his whole body goes up. I went into the comment section and someone was like,
I'm so
good thing he took off his shoes. They could have gotten wet.
Okay, that reminds me of a video. Hold on. I can't even describe this video to you. As a viewer, you ever wanted to wonder what my sense of humor is like? If you ever like, oh wow, she seems funny. Like, what's her sense of humor, bro? Hold on. I saved this in case TikTok gets banned. That's how funny I find this video.
Oh, you are gonna get.
I saw this.
Oh, you are gonna get.
No, I missed the noise. That's the best part.
The sound the dog made.
You're gonna get in trouble.
Somebody put in the comments. It sounds like he's saying, "Oh, great heavens!" Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Help me!
I need to find this video. Oh my God! I found it! I didn't think I'd be able to find it so quick. Also, not to mention, his shoes were just slides. Like they
were like Air Forces or like Jordans or something.
You should never step in a puddle if you can't see the bottom.
Oh my God, that's such a nice outfit. What the hell? Also, he held them in his hands. What was the point? Why take them off? Yeah, they were in your hands. Also, that bitch got deep quick. What the hell? He took 3 steps.
Bro vented. Like he just
What's that riff? Is that what it's called?
vented.
Oh my God, dude hit a riff mid fucking thing. Like, you just fully just gone into space. Got congressmen and women, please don't ban TikTok, because what am I gonna do for my entertainment?
I will never laugh again. Don't mind
All
me.
right. I was gonna say, are you ready? Are you ready? My God, Southern much.
Right.
Okay.
I'll go on.
Not you fully interrupting me. You and your sibling have always been very close and always had each other's backs. This year has been tough for you both since your mother has been diagnosed with terminal cancer. You both have been working overtime to help pay for your mom's treatments. Okay. Along with your loving significant other. One day, while you and your sibling are visiting your mom, the doctor pulls you aside to talk. They tell you that unfortunately the treatments are not working, only giving your mom a couple of months to live. They also tell you about a new drug that has been on the market, and they can cure cancer rapidly, even during its end stage. They think the drug will work great on your mom, but it's a 20% chance that it might not. They both agree you want them to try the drug on your mom, but they tell you it costs $60,000. Because it's a new drug, insurance will not cover any of it. The doctor tells you that if you come with the money, they can start the drug as early as next week. You agree and tell the doctor you will go to the bank tomorrow, ask for a loan, and you wake up early the next morning and head to the bank right into a robbery. You see a person dressed in all black wearing a ski mask, holding a weapon towards the teller as they put money into the bag. After they get the money, they quickly rush past you, and for a moment, the mask comes off and revealing it's your sibling. They stare at you for a brief moment, realizing that it's you and you know it's them. As they continue to take off, they accidentally trip, causing them to squeeze the trigger and shoot a bystander. You turn your attention to the victim who was just shot as your sibling continues to take off. Everyone else gathers to help the victim. And as you get close, your heart immediately sinks. You realize the person that was shot was your significant other's little sibling. You were in shock. As you grab him, he takes his final breaths. You know this was an accident, but you also know your significant other is going to be completely devastated. When they find out what happened, as you continue to hold them in your arms, he has passed away. The police arrive. Do you tell them the truth, causing the police to find your sibling and the money right away, knowing that your mother will not survive without the drug, but allowing your significant other to get closure on what happened, or say nothing, allowing your sibling to use the money on a potential drug that will save your mom, which will start in a week, watching your significant other be torn apart by the murder of their sibling, knowing that you're covering for a murderer. I'm so sorry, you're gonna have to cut this out, but I started laughing because my Twitter went off mid-thing and it said holding hands during it's me every time.
What does that mean? Is that better, that lighting?
Yeah.
Do I look greasy?
Oh, here we go. No, you don't look greasy.
Do I seriously not?
No.
I'm so sorry. I really tried not to. I showered today. It's just the bronze drops. I gotta learn how to use them in moderation.
I'm sick. I'm gonna tell you, I have no answer for this. Because in my opinion, this is too much. There's too much going on. There's too much connected. What do we live in the smallest town in the United States? Like, what's going on?
First of all, how is the person that my sibling that robbed the bank not getting caught? They just give up. They're like, oh dang, she took money. Oh well. Like, how are we not looking for her?
He's the best bank robber that exists in the town. I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like that's the most realistic part of it, like not getting caught. Like, he trips, falls, doesn't spill any money, but accidentally shoots a random person. Like, what? And
it just happens to be their little sibling. Like, why is the little sibling there?
Right. Like, how old could the little sibling be?
How old is the little sibling?
Clearly not too old. He's at a bank. I mean, like, clearly old enough to be at a bank. Like, what are we doing? Like, you can't be 7 years old at a bank. Like, you don't have any money to deposit or withdraw. Like, what are you doing at a bank? You getting a loan at 7? I can't take ones like this seriously.
He's a businessman. What can I say?
You gotta start him young, you know. Gen Alpha.
Gotta teach him young.
Hit him with the Gen Alpha influencers.
Man, this price is so good.
I'm sick. Just for reference, y'all, it is 1:30 in the morning and she's eating rice. I would have indigestion like a motherfucker if I ate that this morning. I would never be able to sleep. I'd be burping up freaking rice. I have no answer for this. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly, I have no clue. Like,
My God, the comments are ruthless.
there are just so many coincidences. Like, how one, it happens to be your sibling. Two, like, why didn't you discuss beforehand that you were gonna get a loan? Like, did your sibling not know you were gonna ask for a loan? They just went to
Yeah,
the
like
bank. They were their first thought was, I'm gonna rob.
to be fair, it's easier than a loan, I guess. It's definitely quicker. Like I don't have to worry about going through the credit approval process. I just get the money right then.
You also get jail.
If you get caught. Also, like a lot of money is like serial numbered now, and like they monitor that shit. So like if you had $60,000 from a bank, they're catching you in like 2 minutes. I mean, like
Also,
all
you're
these
not gonna pay in cash, right?
you have to deposit it slowly, money launder it. Like you're gonna have to.
How are you gonna
But
do that in enough time to pay? Like you
ask
literally
for
have
a
to pay on
payment.
Monday. Wouldn't it take longer to deposit the money than it would to just ask for a loan? Even if you get denied, then you can rob. Then that can be your backup. But like,
Plan A, loan. Plan B, felony. Like what kind of
I'm not condoning robbing. I'm just saying, like, in this crazy scenario, like,
Plan B, a mastermind felony? Like what are we talking? A class A felony? Like what are we talking about? Like Plan A, a nice home loan. Plan B, robbery with weapon, like armed rob. Like I don't understand how we went from a loan to armed robbery so fast. Well, it's like at least Plan C. Like I don't understand how it got Plan B. Like Plan B is to like ask a family member. It's like no weapons robbery. Like okay,
armed rob got me good.
like it's like trip and fall and shoot my boyfriend's brother. Like what? Okay.
No, my sibling's boyfriend's brother.
What did you just say?
The girl that shot the little sibling was the sibling of you.
No, it was your
Yes.
significant other sibling.
Yes, but the person that shot them was your sibling. You did not
That's
shoot
what I'm
them.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, so we went from
Armed rob.
a loan to armed rob, and then mid-armed rob, we trip, and our brother just randomly shoots someone who happens to be.
First of all, if I had a sibling and I needed to come up with $60,000 and I was told at the same time as that sibling that we both need to come up with $60,000, we would devise a plan. We would not go home separately and then come up with a plan, especially if it had to be done in like 3 days. Like they literally said Monday.
If I said if I had a
Why
sibling,
is there no debrief happening? Like that's the thing that's the most unrealistic about this whole thing.
if I had a sibling, clearly they didn't debrief because one went for a loan, the other went for a felony. But if I had a sibling and they were like, "Hey, I'm gonna rob this bank armed," I'd be like, "Motherfucker, give me the blueprint. Like, have we discussed where the security is? Like, what's the plan?" I'm not gonna be like, "Oh my god, did you see this robbery? Oh, that's Stewart. It's robbing the bank." Like,
At least if she told me they were gonna rob, then I could make sure nobody I knew was gonna be at that bank.
hello. Like, I'm like, why are we just? Also, I think normally, like,
I get like her not wanting to know, let people know, but also like, come
so
on.
now, okay, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of the comments here. What's snitching gonna do to fix this? Sibling already dead. Why have two deaths in my family?
I'm
I can
sick.
I can get a new partner, not a new mom. I ain't seen nothing. Why the hell is their sibling at the bank anyways?
Literally.
I think I fell. I don't know what just happened. I'm mad my sibling didn't ask me to help rob the bank.
Literally.
So my significant other's closure is a random robber did it. Let my mom live.
True.
I ain't seen nothing. Matter of fact, I'm blind.
The closure is that a robber did it. Help me.
This one's so funny. I ain't
The
seen
closure
nothing.
is armed rob. Help me.
Okay, I ain't seen nothing. Matter of fact, I'm blind in my left eye and 43% blind in my right. I don't even know there was a robber there. Like, what are we talking about?
I didn't even know.
This one's irrelevant. I don't like it. I'm over it. Hold on, I gotta find a better one. All right.
Didn't even know there was. No.
I'm almost fully blind, bro. I just walked into the bank. I just need to deposit some cash.
I was not equipped for armed rob.
Like, nobody told me we were robbing. Like, I don't understand why, like, if we're robbing and we're armed robbing at that, somebody better tell me I could better show up to be ready to arm rob at a moment's notice. Like,
I better be equipped.
What do I look like? What do I look like showing up looking for a loan and you're arm robbing the place? Like, who do you think I am? You're robbing the place with a weapon, and I'm like, can I get a loan for $60,000?
In my opinion, the most unrealistic part of this scenario is that you would be informed of your sibling planning to rob.
I don't think there's a realistic part of this except my mom has cancer. Like, you lose me after terminal cancer. Like,
You lost me at $60,000 drug.
you lost me at the drug can save you even at your deathbed. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, we're clearly in La La Land. We're clearly at the Candyland board where we could just gumdrops and googly eyes our way into the world. Like, what is it? Snakes and ladders. If you land on a snake, you just get the life-saving drug. You land on a ladder, you arm rob. Like, what are we doing? Don't arm rob. Don't raw dog lions. And don't put people in positions where they have to test morality. Other than that, we'll see you next. So I was going to say next Friday. We'll see us next Friday. We'll see you next Sunday. Follow us on everything there is to follow. We'll see you guys next Sunday at 5:30.
Bye. I'm sorry again if I looked greased.
She looked greased. She thinks she looked greased. I don't think she looked greased, but I said that like 7 times, and apparently my opinion's invalid. So
We love you guys.
bye.